Welcome back to the Who's at the Gates podcast. I, of course, am your host, Casey Phoenix, and I put a lot of thought into this word. I have the humorous Diana with us today by my side, helping me host the number one unofficial Beyond the Gates podcast on the net. Yes, I said it. I'm speaking it into existence. We are the number one Beyond the Gates hangout on the net. So, Diana, before we get started on the still of Bill and old girl, do you have anything to say?
I'm just surprised that you use that adjective for me, considering. So just so y'all know, Casey and I were already getting into it, right? And I was like, just press record. Let's just get this over with.
Right. So you know what? Oh, Bill and Hayley are there, and the whole Bill doing the 20 questions because, like, why are you so interested in Kyle and this and that and whatever and stuff? And I'm just like, Bill is really whacking her right now. And then he turns around and says, "Oh, I was just kidding." And I'm like, Bill, you were not kidding. You know how some people say they're joking sometimes just to play it off a little bit?
Right.
I believe there was a little bit of that there, even though Bill's like, "Oh no, well, I know you would never do that because if you did, I would go up there and whoop somebody's." And I'm just like, dude, first of all, you're an attorney. You're not about to do that. Second of all, you're not about that life anyway. So it's like you go talk to Joey when you want to get stuff done. You're not about that life. You don't get your hands dirty. We know this about you, Bill. But with Hayley saying like, "Oh, you used to call me a gold digger, and it just really hurt bad because it was coming from you, because I'd be with you even if you didn't have the money." And Bill's like, "Oh, I believe you." And I'm just like, Bill, do you really believe her? There's acting going on both parts. Diana, what you...
I didn't care for this exchange. You could tell that the contempt for each other is coming out, and obviously they're doing a lot of deflecting. I don't understand why Hayley even cares what Bill is doing during this tornado. Like, just let it go. It's just like her line of questioning doesn't make sense to me. His line of questioning makes sense to me, but only because we know that Bill is terrible, right? He's a person that's like, he's for the community in the nicest way possible, but he's very selfish, right? Like, don't touch what's mine, that kind of deal. And that really irritates me about him. And so I get this line of questioning towards each other. I think they could have just done well with just been like, "Oh, okay, I'm glad he survived. I'm glad he survived too." And then she could have gone back to poisoning him, and we could have been fine without this exchange and the whole like, "I'm not a gold digger" and yada yada yada. Like, none of us buy it. It's very clear you guys don't like each other anymore. So let's just move on.
Well, I also believe is part of the manipulation too on Hayley's end, where it's like, "Oh, let me make this man think I'm interested in him and like I care if he sleeps with somebody else," which to a degree she does, in the sense of if Bill does sleep with somebody else, she's looking at them as possibly blocking her access to his money, because it's like if he loses interest in Hayley, then his money may leave with him from Hayley. Because I'm sure Hayley did a prenup. Like Bill, I seriously doubt Bill got married to her without a prenup. So it's kind of there's some of that there, but also again the manipulation to make him think like, "Oh, I want you," when really she doesn't want him.
Right. No, I could see that too. I think it's just more so I think she could, I don't know, scam her way out of that. Like you're right. Like it probably just does take a like, you better not be, I love you so much, you better not betray me. But I think she laid it on a little too thick. I mean, maybe that's my gripe.
I can see that. Okay. Oh, cool. Well, yeah, we'll see what this couple has in store for us over the next few weeks, because I'm waiting to see if Bill is about to squeal. because I don't trust Bill to keep anything quiet, which we're about to discuss with this whole Vanessa and Dani conversation. So let's go ahead and get to that right quick. And let's see. Okay, why are we? There we are. I'm like, actually, we're up a little bit further. Okay.
Around your own house?
Because Andre is sleeping downstairs and I don't want to wake him. And I especially do not want him to overhear our conversation.
Oh boy.
Oh, yes. Thank you for coming over. I know you've had a long night, too.
Think nothing of it. I texted my own sleeper. I let Joey know where I was going in case he woke up. But time to start talking, lady.
It's Andre.
Oh no. Is he hurt worse than you thought?
His leg's gonna be fine, but his heart won't. Not when he finds out what I've done.
You think I had sex with Kyle Abbott in a...
Okay. So that's the first part of this. We can go to the other part of this as well, which I hate when they break it up like that, because it's just kind of like, just go ahead and give us what we're looking for. There we go. All right.
Awful. We're stuck in this elevator and we're hearing all of these sirens, and I was so worried about everyone, about my girls and my parents and Nicole and Andre, everyone I love.
Go on.
I was a nervous wreck, and he was so kind.
Who was?
Bill. Vanessa, I was stuck in that elevator with Bill.
Oh no, you didn't.
We had sex. And it wouldn't have happened if we weren't stuck in there for such a long time.
Are you sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. I love Andre.
You have to admit, there's been a renewed connection between you and Bill since Chelsea was kidnapped. Think about it. He called you baby in front of his wife. He's always finding an excuse to pop up here in your home or seeking you out at the club. And I am not the only one who has noticed the scowl on Bill's face every time he sees you with Andre.
Sure, but it's not like he planned it. It was a physical reaction to the stress of the situation. But how could I have been so stupid to fall back there again? Especially after finding love from the most wonderful man who loves me with all of his heart.
You are not stupid. You are human. You made a mistake.
I made a choice. A devastating one. If I had hooked up with Bill at the beginning of my relationship with Andre, you know, when things were casual, it would have been different. But now, we're committed. We're married.
Are you going to tell Andre what happened in that elevator with Bill?
I think it would crush him. And he doesn't deserve that. He doesn't deserve any of this. So even though it goes against everything that we've said together, everything that we've promised each other, I don't think he should know.
What if Bill tells him?
We agreed not to say anything.
I still think you need to make sure you and Bill are on the same page. Last thing you need is for Bill to pull a 180 and then decide to destroy your marriage.
You're right. I'll talk to Bill.
Good. I'm heading back to Joey. In the meantime, you just keep taking care of that husband of yours and try to put all of this out of your mind, at least for tonight. Okay, I love you.
Love you.
I'm mad all over again. So you start.
You know, it's like this. I'm not as mad after this episode because Dani owned it. So I'm not as mad. Still mad and upset, or whatever we want to use to describe it. But there was a little bit of, oh, she really owned it. When she said, I didn't make a mistake, I made a choice. And then she said, it would be different if I slept with Bill at the beginning when Andre and I were just you know, messing around, not so serious. But she's like, I'm married. Now, she, in that moment with that conversation with Vanessa, she owned all of it. And for that, I respect her. Which again, I told you I like Dani. I've been Team Dani for a while now. It's just who it happened with is what, that's just what's too much for me. But for her to at least own what she did, that I respect. You got it, Diana.
Oh my God. Okay, okay. I see where you're coming from when she said I made a choice. Okay, sure. But it just felt like a lot of excuses prior to that. She's like, well, we were stuck there for so long. You were there for 10 minutes, girl. Like, it wasn't that long. And when she's like, Bill's just so nice, they were arguing the entire time. So I don't know what kind of, memory Dani has, but correct me if I'm wrong. Like, Bill wasn't like a source of comfort in that moment. He was telling her, like, why do you always have to do things? Like, he was not nice. So it was definitely her emotions and not just Bill. It wasn't just because of he was being nice for once. Like, I think that's absurd that she even was like just trying to tell herself that lie.
There were moments in the elevator, I believe it was more because of his humor about certain things and the looks and the nostalgia, when she's like, don't look at me like that. I know what you're thinking when you look like that, when you look at me like that and stuff. And that was the nostalgia happening.
Yeah. Okay. That's true. That is very true. But I think that's what it was, less that he was comforting or, being supportive, and more that he was just there, right? Again, it's just something that she misses. And I think that's the part I can't get over, because I'm just like, girl, he's trash. Like, he was terrible for you. He's still terrible to you. At this point, I never thought I was going to be Team Andre, but now I am. Here I am eating my own words. And I hope.
You not Team Andre? I thought you were Team Andre at the beginning.
Because of Ashley.
What about Ashley? What do you mean, the leftovers thing?
When he was still doing his night in Paris stuff, and I'm just like, dude, move on. Like,
okay, let's back that up right quick. First of all, the reason he did that cheap night in Paris thing was because it was what Ashley deserved. If you notice that with Dani is a more high caliber woman, so he's been doing more high caliber things. So let's get that clear right now.
So I wasn't even remarking on the cost of the night, but you got it. That cheap night, let's go. I was just more so remarking on his choice of women. How about that?
Well, yeah. I mean, he could have always done better. And it is what it is. I mean, we just have to blame the writers on that.
All right.
We'll blame the writers on that.
I can do that.
That's what we'll hold on to. That it was the writer's fault he had that type of taste. All right. Let's see. What is next? Oh, yeah, we're going a little bit backwards. So let's go to 2320. Right quick. With Joey and Heather. All right, let's roll.
How's it going, big brother?
Would you like me to pat her down, sir?
It's not necessary. My little sister means me no harm.
Top-notch security you have there. I guess you can never be too careful in our line of work.
It's a nice place you got here.
Thank you. Though I don't think you came here for decorating tips. I was surprised to get your text. What up, Heather?
I just wanted to tie you in person. I'm heading back to London. In fact, I'm on my way to the airport right now. Unless you've changed your mind about partnering up.
No. I have a partner.
Oh. This is the bad bleach job I saw hanging all over you in the news coverage of the country club tornado. I'm glad you're okay, by the way.
Appreciate your concern.
Blondie must be really special. She's thawed out your icy heart. I know what a number your ex did on you. Not to mention our father.
No need to revisit ancient history, Heather.
Well, tell me about her.
The only thing you need to know about Vanessa is she's off limits.
It's no fun. Well, then I guess this is goodbye.
I suppose it is. Don't be a stranger.
Take really good care of yourself. Oh, and I hope your blonde friend realizes what a lucky girl she is.
I'm the lucky one.
It was awful.
Let me say that last little part was a little too sappy for me. Where it's like, tell your blonde girlfriend what a lucky girl she is. I'm the lucky one. This is not a romance movie. Just like we don't need this at all. And the way they're just talking is like, it's almost like Heather used to date Joey at one point and she thought she'd get Joey back, but Joey decided to stay with Vanessa. That's how this is coming off, instead of him saying goodbye to his sister.
That's an interesting, that's an interesting read.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is a little too, but and also you can tell she has her sights on Vanessa. Because she pretty much threw shade at Vanessa twice or whatever with the bad bleach job and stuff. And then also implying that Vanessa doesn't know how good of a man she has or whatever. So I'm just kind of just, ew, but it's all good. Sisters be sistering. So yeah, you got that.
I guess. I mean, I don't know if the scene was necessary. Like, I guess the scene is necessary in terms of we're going to be like, she's not gonna now I think she's not gonna show up for who knows how long, right? So this is for the viewers to be like, okay, don't expect her to see her anytime soon. Or if people are like, so whatever happened with the Impaler plot, like I feel like it's gonna be, maybe on the wayside for a little bit, and then whatever big reveal is gonna come out of it's gonna come out. But yeah, I didn't really care for the scene. Clearly I wasn't paying attention because I completely missed the fact that she was like that she like picked up the picture frame and all that. But I also think Joey is too naive to think that his sister won't necessarily do anything to Vanessa. His little she's off limits was cute, but how can you really trust someone that you haven't seen in who knows how long?
Yeah, I can't. That's why. Yeah. Nope. Don't trust them. Okay, we'll see what happens with them, but at least we got a little bit of closure temporarily with the Impaler versus the shenanigans that the writers pulled with Doug. Like, we haven't heard anything else about Doug. We've seen Deanna again, but we haven't seen Doug. So make it make sense. All right. 3251 is what I have. 3251. Okay, no, clearly that's not it because I can't read my own handwriting or something. I was at 3151. That's why. I'm having a slow moment.
Them taking Eva out of here. She's gonna be all right, right?
It's a perfectly normal procedure.
It's okay that Andre isn't a match. Like I told you, I'll be a donor, and I'll be a match. Doctor, are the results in my match?
I'm afraid you're not.
Dad. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with my baby girl? I thought I could die. Oh God.
Is Eva?
What happened?
Leslie is not a match.
That means we're the only family members left who could potentially be donors.
Not just us. I called Andre, and he agreed to get tested.
I was with Ted when Andre called, and it turns out he can't donate because of the meds that he's on.
Oh.
That settles that. Kat, you need to go get tested. Kat, what are you waiting for? You heard the doctor. Eva won't make it unless someone gives her a piece of their liver.
Please. Kat, I don't want to push.
Okay, let's just give Kat a moment to think.
No, what is there to think about? One of Eva's blood relatives is the most likely candidate to save her life.
Martin, that's not necessarily true. People receive organ donations from perfect strangers all the time. I might be a match, somebody else on the registry.
So everyone wants to do their part except for you. Are you gonna be so selfish to let Eva die just because you don't want to share a father with her?
Martin!
Go to hell, Martin!
Kat, please.
No, Smitty. Let her speak her mind. Maybe once Princess Kat, the miracle baby, can get it off of her royal chest and grow up and do something right for a change.
You know what? It would be nice if just for once you would give me the benefit of the doubt, instead of just assuming I'm doing this out of pettiness or bitchiness. Understand that I might actually have legit concerns and real fears. Consider my feelings for once like a big brother would. But that would be too much like right, wouldn't it?
Kat, wait!
That was a nice little scene.
Yeah, go ahead and
What you're expecting me?
go ahead. Just
Okay, first of all, I am not trying to come down on Kat. Now, did Martin whack her? Yeah, he whacked her good. Was what Martin said true? There was a lot of truth in what Martin was saying. But
I don't think so. I don't see any truth in what he said, but
she
go
is
ahead.
Princess Kat. Kat is spoiled. We know this about her. I'm not saying that it's a horrible thing. I'm just saying that's one of the things known about Kat. Kat is spoiled. So it's like, okay, when it's time to step up, he was expecting her to be like, all right, let's do it. Now, she has a fair point where it's like, okay, Martin, you're assuming I'm not doing it because I have an issue with Eva. Have you ever thought that it might be deeper than that? And that's a fair point where I think also she might just be scared because that's an operation. That's a whole somebody invading your body and taking out part of your organ. That can endanger your life if something goes wrong. So I could see her being nervous about the surgery itself, even if she would want to save Eva, where it's like, well, wow, I'm kind of putting my life on the line too by doing the surgery. I could totally see that from her end because she overthinks things sometimes anyway. Smitty has been the voice of reason in a few things. And this was another example of that, where he's trying to get everybody to calm down. I like how Smitty came to her defense as well. So that was good. Isaiah is just frustrated because he's like, he can't do anything. And then you have this drama happening on the first floor or the only floor of the hospital in front of everyone. That's going on. So it's like, Okay, so poor Isaiah, that man falling apart. He is falling apart, but he's a good man standing by Eva's side like that. They're getting engaged. They are getting engaged. I know it. I called it. They just needed something to tip it on over, and this is what it is. When Eva wakes up after she gets that liver, Isaiah will be proposing. Mark my words. You got it, Diana.
I would never talk about my mother in that aspect to someone like Leslie. How dare he be like, I know she's a lot to Leslie of all people, but you know what? That man has no sense. So why would I expect anything more? But whatever, it's fine. Yeah, I hope that Kat just moves, honestly, because it's clear that no one cares about her in this family. Tomas doesn't care about her. Nicole and her little like, okay, good night, sweetie, doesn't care about her. And we saw the previews from last week. We know Ted's ass is gonna just be like trying to guilt trip her to do something that, like you said, is very invasive. And you really have to think it through. It's not just the surgery itself, it's the recovery afterwards. Like anybody besides the two parents, and I can understand that. I really, them trying to do it without a hesitation, right? Like those are her parents. That's what parents do. But even then, it's not just a quick little snip and then you go on about your life. Whatever, the road that Eva travels, whatever their donor is going to have to do the same exact thing. Road to recovery. It's not just a quick turnaround. It's not just, okay, patch up and that's it. It's months of recovery. So I don't understand, people not giving Kat enough grace, in my opinion, when it comes to this. But what else is new? I think, again, Martin just blowing up like that is not new. He really doesn't give anyone the benefit of the doubt. I've told you it's the same thing about when it came down to Samantha and Tyrell. Here goes Martin just raising his voice, just losing control, no sense of reason, not hearing the other side. And where did that get Samantha? She just got punished for doing basically the same thing that now Tyrell a year later does. And he's just like, whatever. I'm very glad that Smitty is here because, like you said, he is the only one, the voice of reason, and the only one looking out for Kat. And I think he really did see that she wasn't like, I think this is like the absolute worst approach you can have to anybody who is resistant to doing something. It's not like this is new for Kat. This is not the first like medical procedure that she's decided not to do, right? She didn't get tested. I think she just has a fear of of procedures, of hospital things. I could very much emphasize with that. I'm the same way. Like I don't want to know. I don't want to know what's going on inside me. That's none of my business. So, people are not giving Kat enough grace, in my opinion, for not wanting to do this. Let alone the fact that this is for Eva, a girl that doesn't owe her anything. Doesn't, as far as she's concerned, Eva's nothing. I do think that Kat was sincere when she's like, I don't want her to do like this. I knew I said that, like, I wish she didn't exist, but I didn't want this. But to me, that doesn't erase the whole, Eva ruining her family, Eva throwing things in her face, Eva trespassing, Eva hiding murder, Eva sleeping with her boyfriend, Eva gaslighting.
Attempted. Nobody was murdered.
So
it was attempted.
For my hope is that people treat Kat with more grace, because all this, like, well, Princess Kat and all this and all that, clearly not. They don't pay attention to her. I don't see where this is coming from. Like, just because like she was the youngest of her family, it's like she was babied. Like, is that it? Is that because all I've seen is her stand up for her family. putting in the work, starting a business with her family. So she's spoiled just because she doesn't want to share a dad, supposedly. And I'm using air quotes here, share a dad. I think it's a lot less the sharing the dad and the fact that how they came across too, which was deceit, lies, bitterness. I think you can't have one without the other.
Kat deserves more grace. I'll admit that. Like, they could give her more grace. At the same time, something she brings on herself with how she approaches things, and that's what she has to deal with. But for this particular situation, yeah, Martin could have given her a little bit more grace. And again, that's just how Martin is. Martin will just fly off the handle and do that. I mean, based off of the conversation I've had with you, I'm confident that you probably don't want him representing your district in Congress.
No,
So,
absolutely not. He does not get my vote. Had he come knock on my door and maybe describe some things that he's doing, maybe that could have made a difference instead of him hosting, like a fundraiser for rich people, the night before an election. I'm assuming that tomorrow, this timeline doesn't make sense. And they keep on saying tomorrow's the primaries. I still don't understand what that means, because I'm just like, what do you mean? This is what you were doing the night before an election, hosting a fundraiser. Like, you don't do that.
well, we're about to see, as soon as I would hope we're about to see this week, or they'll give us some type of clue or something. But
yeah, I mean, maybe I feel like we're going to be stuck in this hospital for a few more days, at least for this week, right? Like, I don't think we're going to be moving on from this scene for a bit.
That's what I'm afraid of. But
yeah, I mean, I know for you, it has to be like a little annoying to see Laura's hospital room, up front and center every single episode. But some things are necessary. Some things do require time.
Like I am not Team Laura. I was praying for Laura when she was in the hospital. Thank you very much.
I didn't see any calls to action for prayers. Are you Team Laura? Because it seems like you're Team Murder, but Team there's no crime if there's no evidence or whatever. I don't know what you're saying.
Well, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. Or the motorcycle helmet don't fit, you must have quit, I guess. I don't know. But,
like, you know Leslie's gonna use that line. That's pretty good. Okay, writers, write that down.
oh goodness. All right. Well, definitely, yeah, it has some cute moments on this show for today's episode, or should I say, yeah, for today. I had to think for a second. Yeah, for today's episode. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens for Wednesday. I really I want to see the conversation with Dani and Bill, because something is telling me Bill will tell just to get back at Andre, because like Vanessa said, he can't stand Andre. And if Bill can get one up on him, and especially, I think what it will depend on is if he wants to cut his losses with Hayley. And if something happens where those feelings of suspicion come up again, because they were there during the whole Lynette thing, they were starting to come up and things were starting to be revealed, but for whatever reason, it's like back to being a big dope again. But if those feelings of suspicion come up again, I think that will be his out, is telling Andre about him and Dani, which will blow everything up in Dani's marriage and then blow everything up in his marriage. And then he clears out the rubble and then tries to swoop in and get Dani back again. I
just had like the worst idea while you were saying that. I don't know what it was, what you said that like triggered me, but what would it be even worse is if Hayley overheard and she found out and she tried to blackmail Dani. Like, can you imagine that? As I was thinking about it, I'm like, that would be terrible for Dani, but it's also, I almost feel like, okay, well, it's what she deserves. Like, as harsh as that is.
Yeah. I, you know, I'm giving Dani a small bit of grace. Very, 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 very small bit of grace because she owned it today. That's one thing I'm about is people owning what they do and owning who they are. Like Lisa Rinna said on Housewives of Beverly Hills, own it. So that's how I feel. And because Dani owned what she did, it was like, okay, maybe we can go ahead and work on this Road to Redemption tour and get it going. So
not a tour. I just poor Andre.
I know, right? Oh my goodness. All right. Gators, it's definitely been a blast. What we've been doing, if you notice for the last 2 episodes, we've been setting up chapters within the YouTube video. So now, if there's certain sections you would prefer to see, and then if you want to skip others, you can just look at the chapter section, which is in the description, but also if you hover over the line in the video itself, it'll show you where it's broken up at. And then you can always move forward or move backwards, however you want to do it. We want to make your listening and viewing experience as pleasant as possible. Wow, I felt like a flight attendant when I was saying that for a second. But yeah, until, I don't know. Yeah, is there anything else? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Dana, do you have anything?
Justice for Laura.
Yes, justice for Laura, who now has a testimony. So, until next time.
Bye.